ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। भगवद गीता 15th chapter 19th verse। यो मामेवम् असम्मूढ़ो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत। भारत, ओ descendant of Bharata, यह who एवं thus asammoodah, free from delusion. Sammoodah means one who is deluded, and asammoodah, free, one who is free from delusion. Purusha Uttamam, Purushottamam, the Supreme Purusha, Mam, me, Janati, knows, Saha, that person, Sarvavit, knowing all, Sarva Bhavena, with all the heart, Mam, me, Bhajati, worships. So, he or that person who is free from delusion and knows me as the highest Purusha, Supreme Purusha, that person knows everything. And then that person worships me with all the heart, complete heart, whole-souled worship or devotion, O descendant of Bharata. So, here Sri Krishna tells Arjuna that a person who knows me as the Supreme Purusha and who is free from delusion, that person worships me with all the heart, a complete wholehearted worship, and that person knows all. So, the key in this chapter is to know the Moolam, the root of the entire universe. And the Moolam is Urdhvam. That is the Supreme Purusha, is the root of this entire universe. Now, Sri Krishna closes this chapter. He says, Iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam mayanagha etad buddhva buddhiman syat kritakrityascha bharata. So, with 20 verses, this chapter is very small, and that is why in many traditions this chapter, 15th chapter, is the chapter which is chanted when there is the requirement of chanting of Gita. So here Sri Krishna says in the concluding verse of the 15th chapter, Anagha. Anagha means one who does not have sin. Agha, that is sin. Agha is sin. Anagha means sinless. So he addresses Arjuna as, O sinless one, Bharata, O descendant of Bharata, iti, thus, guhyatamam, most profound, idam, this, shastram, teaching, maya, by me, uktam, has been imparted. Etad, this, buddhva, knowing, buddhiman, possessed of the highest intelligence, possessed of the highest intelligence, kritakrityah, who has accomplished all the duties, cha, and syat, becomes. Thus, O sinless one, has this most profound teaching been imparted by me. Knowing this, that this profound, guhyatamam, profound teaching, because this teaching cannot be had from anybody. This teaching cannot be had from just anybody. It has to be a spiritual teacher. And what better than God Himself or God herself giving us this teaching. So that is why Guhyatamam Shastram Idam Uktam. I have told this scripture, I have told this teaching, Shastram, here teaching, Maya, by me it has been told, Uktam has been given. And a person who knows this, Etat Buddhva, Buddhiman Syat, a person becomes one with the highest intelligence, and would have accomplished Kritakritya. Kritakritya means one who has accomplished all that one has to do. One who has fulfilled or completed one's duties. That is Kritakritya. O descendant of Bharata. O descendant of Bharata. Iti Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadashodhyaya. Thus ends the 15th chapter, Panchadashadhyaya, which is Nama called Purushottama Yoga. The yoga of the Supreme Purusha, or the way of the Supreme Purusha. Now we enter into the 16th chapter. 16th chapter is an interesting chapter. Here there is the classification of demonic and angelic qualities, Daivi, divine qualities, and Asura, demonic qualities. So, Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. So, it is the way or path of classification of Daiva, divine, and Asura, Asuric or demonic Sampad qualities. So, here the Asuri qualities are given, and those Asuri qualities have to be avoided. But rather than avoiding Asuri qualities, which would be more difficult, as Sri Ramakrishna says, if you want to go beyond south, if you want to go away from south, just start walking towards the north. Then you automatically south will be left behind. Similarly, it is easier to practice these divine qualities, and the Asuric or demonic qualities will automatically be weakened. They will be weakened. So this 16th chapter starts with this shloka. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, God said, Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danam Damascha Yajñascha Swadhyayas Tapa Arjavam. There is a separate video on the 16th chapter, so you can refer to that video. There I have in detail discussed only this chapter. So here I would be not going into so much detail. Abhayam. Abhayam means fearlessness. Swamiji says, Swami Vivekananda says that the Upanishads talk about abhi, fearlessness. Be fearless. Upanishads call out to us saying, be fearless. So this is fearlessness. And Sattva Samshuddhihi, purity of heart or purity of mind. Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi, Sattva Samshuddhihi. Commenting on the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Swamiji says again, Swami Vivekananda, that the first sign that you are becoming religious is that you are becoming cheerful. So purity of heart or mind brings prasada. Prasada means cheerfulness. Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi, and steadfastness in knowledge and yoga. Yoga is nothing but restraint of the mind and the sense organs. And knowledge is having a clear idea, clear conception of what is real and what is unreal. Nitya, Anitya. So, to have a clear idea of what is real and unreal. That Vyavasthitihi. It will not help if somebody just has an idea about what is unreal has an idea about what is unreal and real, or has an idea about how to restrain the mind and the sense organs, but does not have steadfastness in those ideas. Means has that idea for some time and then again wavers from those ideas. That would not help. So danam, so it has to be steadfast, vyavastitihi. Then danam, danam means charity. So charity can be performed in various ways. Damaha is control of the sense organs. Yajnaha, yajna is of various kinds. One, of course, is the most obvious yajna or sacrifice performed according to the instructions given in the Vedas. Then there are different kinds of yajnas. You perform service to your parents, you perform service to your ancestors, you perform service to gods, you perform service to other living beings, you perform service to rishis or saints. So there are 5 kinds of yajnas. And then this whole universe is itself a cosmic yajna, cosmic sacrifice going on. Then swadhyaya, reading or studying the scriptures. Literally the word swadhyaya means swa adhyaya. That means studying oneself. Now one has to study oneself by observing the mind, controlling the mind, doing meditation and so on and so forth, and also by studying scriptures. Tapaha. The word tapa means, literally it means heat. Now whenever there is friction, heat is produced. Whenever something is restrained, heat is produced. So when the sense organs are not allowed to act or function according to their free will or the free will of the mind, when there is a restraint on the sense organs, then heat is produced. And so that is why restraining sense organs is called tapaha, which means basically austerity. Arjavam. Arjavam means uprightness. Arjavam, uprightness. So yoga, jnana. Jnana yoga vyavastitihi. Jnana is what one knows by studying the scriptures and also from one's guru or teacher. And yoga is making an effort to realize that knowledge, to understand that knowledge by concentration, by meditation, and also by self-control. So this first shloka is not, means it's a shloka which continues into other shlokas. First 3 shlokas give the qualities of Deva, means they are angelic qualities or divine qualities. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.